First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rekah Kwadash, and of all souls, great millstone, while unto truth. And also to those elect that scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. And come back here today with another great, powerful lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the type of day lesson is coming soon, QR codes and digital IDs. So I like to say Shalom, Chol Salam. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a quick news article by Rebel News. And it reads, it said Quebec Island towns plans to tax and track visitors with QR codes ID residents before departure. So we already know what this is going into. A man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able because of what all these different mandates, all these different laws and executive orders that they're constantly putting in place. So we already know this is happening in Canada right now. So they will not be able to enter into another city or province or this island, any type of territory in Canada without having this QR code or a digital ID. So we already know what this is going into. This is going into this new beast banking system, this digital society that will be dealing with what digital IDs, dealing with what social credit score, also biometrics. So these things are coming into play. We already knowing they already got it in place in China and also different parts of the world, and also in Sweden. This all road leads to that grain of rice. So we seeing this right here. So we're not gonna go into the article. I have a video to bring it out with more edification. So right here we're seeing that these things are constantly happen. These things are picking up. So they coming with this new QR code system in Canada. So whereby we'll be able to track, scan, and tag, and also store information. So you understand what I'm saying? So this is going to lead into these 15-minute cities. You know what I'm saying? These total lockdowns. These things are coming into play. These unrighteous decrees, these mandates, these checkpoints, these things are getting ready to come into play. A time of trouble that we have never seen before. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly warning you, left and right. It is here. It is at the door. So this is what's happening right now in Canada as we speak. This new QR code system that they are putting in play. Also is going to work with these barcodes. So this lining up with Revelation chapter 13. He had the power to give life to the image of the beast. So, hey, man, the middle Lord, hey, man, you still think that this is a game. But we see it right now. This devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. So he's putting this system into place. So we this is going to be dealing with your digital IDs. It's going to be dealing with a social credit score system. Also, it's going to be dealing with your biometrics, face recognition, eye retina scan, palm reading, a lot of things is getting ready to come down the pipeline. They're getting ready to have total control, total lockdown, totalitarian law. It's getting ready to come into play, whether you believe it or not. It's getting ready to be a global event. It's called the hour of temptation. It's called Jacob's trouble. It is at hand. We're seeing it's fast approaching right before our eyes. We foreseeing the evil is coming. It's constantly, it's picking up. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. Also, these tornadoes has been hitting all across I think Oklahoma, Nebraska, and Texas. So a lot of destruction is going on. So the Lord's constantly bringing these plagues, and these plagues are not slacking down for a moment. And also the Lord's getting ready to execute judgment. Mass judgment is coming upon us at a fast pace. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly warning you. We are sighing and crying left and right, warning you of all these impending dangers, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. And also we know that famine of the word is coming. So this is going to be dealing with they're getting ready to, your freedom of speech is getting ready to be taken away from a lot of things. They're getting ready to censor, they're already telling you about the TikTok ban. They're telling you about, you will not be able to be in a gathering, reading out of the Bible. So these things are coming. Great persecution, great tribulation. So let's get another example of what these QR codes are. Let's go right here. I just pulled up a quick Google search here. It said QR codes. It says here, QR codes are two-dimensional codes that you can scan with a smartphone, the code contains information, usually a site address, and once you scan it, the code connects you with a resource on a web, but it's more than that. So, basically they call QR codes, or they call quick response code. So whereby they will be able to store information, they will be able to scan, also to track. So one thing about it, we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So these things right here are in place right before our eyes. So they already have the technology here. So a lot of people are going to trust in this system, and they will be totally destroyed. You will get caught up in all this mayhem that's getting ready to happen. So a lot of people going to trust in this new 5G blockchain system they're getting ready to put into place. So we know that these times are coming upon us, perilous time. They are at the door. So we're seeing right here, these people will not be able to go into another province or another part of a city, in their own country, which in fact, this is starting right now in Canada. Are you hearing me? So one thing about it, we know that we're very close. And also it's saying that, it could be what you call a climate lockdown. You know what I'm saying? So, we're here. And also talking about the sovereignty of America, and also it's already rumors, has been confirmed that they are getting ready to bring back the mask mandate. So we got to wait and see. We're going to measure the time diligently. Before we start today's video, we'll go here and get a quick precept. Let's go here to Jeremiah chapter 28. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit once again. And once again, I hope that you will get edified. Let's start here in the blue letter, Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. And it reads that the prophet that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Let's read in the NLT. Let's see what it says here. It said the ancient prophets who precede you and me spoke against many nations, always warning of war, disaster, and disease. So that's what the prophets are doing. So the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. So that's right now, we constantly warn you of what? Of war. We warn you of an evil time that we have never seen before. Also a pestilence, all sorts of great destruction and death, food shortage. We tell you about cyber attack. Also, we tell you about this new system that they'll get ready to put into the play, this new beast banking system, whereby they get ready to track and tag everyone on the planet, whether you believe it or not. A lot of people are still a docile, are still not considered, still an unbeliever. One thing about it, signs of the times are here. They are right in front of your page, right in front of your face. So we're telling you about the QR code, the barcode, dealing with what? Your biometric. They're getting ready to track and tag, get ready to give you that badge of servitude, that what? Charagma, that what? RFD microchip. That's what we're telling you about left and right. So this is going to work hand in hand with your with this new CBDC, this digital currency they're getting ready to put into place. So it's going to work hand in hand with these QR codes, also with this grain of rice. So you understand what I'm saying? So we seeing that the picture is coming full circle. The Lord is constantly making it plain upon table. And one thing about it, we are here. We are living in the end time, real time. So one thing about it, they want total control. So we seeing these things are happening right before our eyes. And one thing about it, we are very excited. We are very close to the Lord, what? Great and glorious return. Our salvation is at the door. Verse 9, it said, the prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord had truly sent him. That's reading in the NLT. It said, so a prophet who predicts peace must show he is right. Only when his prediction come true can we know that he is really from the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. So one thing about it, in that day, you shall know that a prophet was among you, because what? These prophecies are coming to life. They're coming true. The Lord's word is what? Faithful and true. His word will not return to him void. So one thing about it, while you are sleeping, once you're in the house of mirth, constantly drinking and being merry, going on with your daily life, and these prophecies are speaking right now. They're manifesting right before your eye. They're becoming more obvious and clear. We're seeing that we're here. We're living in the end days. We're seeing that we're right in that transition of power. And not about this earth age, is fading away. And one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. And one thing about it, we'll constantly rejoice. We're almost at the end of this thing. So now we'll start today's video We'll start here with today's video, and after the video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Is of the essence, so I'm going to call out for some help at this point in time. I've been noticing a pattern with certain new levels of control in certain provinces. So I'm trying to see what is happening in all of our provinces. So for instance, Quebec has a QR code to leave their area. We have here in Saskatchewan, they're using drones with the police force. We now have to do breathalyzers every time we get pulled over. And they have a new tactical police force that is just for the rural areas. So, and Nova Scotia, I think now I might be speaking out of line, but I do believe it was Nova Scotia that they're now trying to get their medical records given straight to the federal government, right? So the pattern that I'm noticing is certain levels of control, but they're individual to the province. So it's not something that we can all recognize together. So what's happening in Manitoba? What's happening in Alberta as far as police or bylaw officers or, control can come in many different forms. And so if it's introduced in a different way, right, it could also be a testing pattern. So just leave me a comment. Tell me what you're seeing and what you're noticing. Changes within your province, like what I've just mentioned, so that we together can see what is up the sleeve and what is their next tactic. So thank you for helping me out, and we'll talk to you in the morning.
So for those of you who are on social media, I'm sure you've seen the post that's gone viral about Madalena Island getting QR codes in order to leave. And if you don't get your QR code, you will be fined. Guess what, guys? That's the very first QR code prison here in Canada. And it is going to sweep the nation faster than you can think if people don't stand up and take a stand against these QR codes. It's not happening in your town yet, but it most certainly will be. We know the government's expropriating land from farmers all over the place. We know that they are trying to make military presence a normality. So it's only a matter of time before you are trading away your information, your private information in a QR code in order to leave your town or city so that you can go to work, shop, get an education, or just plain out visit and travel this amazing country. Time to stand up and wake up and use your voice.
An organization called the Bureau of Fiscal Service. It's a branch of... Be on the lookout for a letter from an organization called the Bureau of Fiscal Service. It's a branch of the federal government based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I'm expecting it to do something that will shock millions of people in the near future. It could soon mail you and millions of Americans an important document. Inside that, I think you're going to find an image like this. It looks like the kind of QR code that you scan all the time in stores and restaurants and bars all over the country. But this QR code is going to be different. It would be issued directly to you by the United States government. And in a move that Wired claims could shake the U.S. financial system, you would be asked to keep it safe and not to share the image with anyone or don't share it on social media either. Because just like your social security number or your passport, if I'm right, you'll need this federally issued code to do many of the things that are most important to us. Without it, you may not be able to access or spend your social security income. The IRS is going to demand it when you pay taxes. You'll also be asked to provide it to your bank in loan or mortgage applications. And sad as it is to think of this, your paycheck might not even clear without it. Put simply, I'm preparing for this federal QR code to become compulsory. And that's just the start of this. This code could soon mean no more PayPal or Apple Pay or Zelle or Venmo. It could mean your bank stops offering checking and savings accounts altogether. And if you want to pay for a meal out or on vacation, or if you want to give your grandchildren money on their birthday, or maybe even just something as simple as splitting a bill with your friends, there's a very good chance you would then need your government-issued code. It's part of the single biggest change to the financial system in decades. It's a quantum leap for money, says Bloomberg, and it's going to impact every single American, whether you have $10 or if you have $10 million. Now, I realize this is surprising and perhaps possibly even unbelievable. But as a currency expert at one of the largest financial research groups in America, I can say with certainty that even though most Americans haven't even heard of this sweeping change, it is coming. And soon, you'll see why I believe that in the next few minutes. But the most important thing to understand is this. The global financial community is preparing for a massive overhaul to the way we use money in the United States. It's by order of the White House and the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury that have already started to take the necessary steps towards digital currency. So has the IRS, and as have dozens of banks and major American companies like Apple and Google and PayPal. It's not the first time we've seen a major upgrade to the way we use money either. But if history is any guide, anyone who knows what's coming and is positioned to take advantage of it could make massive gains in the coming months. So in the next few...
A 15-minute city mean, basically a neighborhood where you can reach everything you need within a 15-minute foot walk, a doctor, grocery store, and so forth. However, if you now fancy another store, and it does not happen to be in your neighborhood, you won't be going to that store anymore. Total control is what we're talking about. Once they decide you're no longer allowed to leave your 15-minute immediate area, they don't have to fence it in or anything. It will be done via digital ID.
With the social credit system, kind of
Something like that.
Compliance.
Yes. And there's pilot projects already going on in Bologna. It's called the Bologna Wallet, and in Vienna it's called the Vienna Token. It's voluntary for now, and it's only pretty much enticing people to get some ticket for a little less or something like that to go to theater, something like that. But soon there will be a time you don't have a choice anymore. You have to have this digital green certificate, this QR code, whatever.
So we're seeing that we're here. You know, these things are right in front of your face. In the mental law, we're constantly warning you left and right. So in that third video, you're seeing it whereby this guy was telling you, I won't talk on it too much, that you will be issued a QR code. It will be a government issue. You understand what I'm saying? So we coming upon this time. You know, it's getting ready to be a global event. And one thing about it is no one will escape the hands of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Everyone on the planet is getting ready to be tried. And one thing about it is that, you know, we coming upon some perilous time in the middle law. We're constantly warning you left and right. So we'll start today's lesson. So we're seeing that we're here. They want what? Total control, you know. One world control, one government control. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we got to be careful what we say because they're getting ready to bring forth the famine of the world, but it's going to be through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we'll start today's lesson. We'll start here in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. It said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So one thing about it, we seeing that these visions, these prophecies, the signs of the time, they're speaking loud and clear, just like clockwork. They're lining up. Man, I'm telling you right now, they're not delaying anymore. The Lord is getting ready to perform it. You know, everyone is getting ready to know perfectly clear. And one thing about it, we knowing that we're upon these times. And one thing about the Bible is speaking right now. The Lord is visiting the earth that he created. And a lot of people right now are still in disbelief. believe, still don't have faith, still don't have works. And one thing about it, don't know who they are, don't know who they true power is. And one thing about it, we seeing that we coming upon this time. All hell is getting ready to break loose. We right upon World War III. We're at the beginning of sorrow. Also, we knowing that we're coming upon what Jacob's trouble. These things are picking up. Also, in the news, the Memphis has deployed the National Guard for Memphis. So we already know that, hey, man, they get ready to lock down a lot of these cities, the heavy black, so-called black populated areas, you know what I'm saying? So they're getting ready to target you, Jake. The devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. And you constantly what? Twerking. You constantly playing games. And all the games are about to be over. We constantly won. So let's read this in the NLT. It said, the vision or the prophecy or the signs of the time is for a future time. It describes the end and it will be fulfilled. So if it seems slow, say in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. So that's what's happening right now. Even though the Lord is long suffering, you know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, his word is faithful and true. Now we are in these times. We seeing that these are the days of vengeance. Every scripture, every vision, every sign is getting ready to be what? The Lord's getting ready to make it plain. You know, it's getting ready. Hey, man, it's coming to pass. We seeing it happening right before our eyes, man. I'm telling you, man, we are here. It is at the door. Let's read this once again. It said, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So that's what's happening right now. These visions, these signs of the time, these prophecies, left and right, the men of the Lord and the highways and byways, constantly sighing and crying, making these videos a pistol. But one thing about it, we know that the Lord is getting ready to bring it to a close. The Lord is getting ready to bring forth judgment. The Lord is getting bring forth what? Recompense and judgment. And also the Lord is getting ready to destroy Babylon the Great, which in fact is the lake of fire. And also we know that the Lord is getting ready to cut all these heathens down. And also the Lord is getting ready to bring forth his judgment. He said, first my judgment will start at the house of Israel. You wicked Negroes, you wicked Latinos, you wicked Native Indians. I'm talking to you. It's time to return to your true power while you still have time. The door of repentance is closed. And one thing about it, when the Lord closed the door, hey, that is it. And one thing about it, the Lord's getting ready to bring that sword. And the body count is getting ready to be great. It's not tearing anymore. It's not delaying. The Lord is accelerating time. We constantly want it's time to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Wake up. If you don't wake up, you're getting ready to die. We constantly want you left and right. So now let's go here to Second Ezra chapter. No, let's go here to Job. Let's go here to Job right quick. Job chapter 14 and verse 5. And it reads, says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bound that he cannot pass. Let's read it in the NLT. Say, you have decided the length of our lives. As you know how many months we will live, and we are not given a minute longer. So one thing about that's going off a little bit, but one thing about we knowing that he's seeing that his time is very, very short. He's in that short season right now. Who we're talking about? We're talking about Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So he has an appointed time. You know, months, right, days, and second, right down to the millisecond. You know what I'm saying? So his kingdom is getting ready to come to an end. One thing about it, Esau is the end of this earth day. This modern day world that we know right now. This place is getting ready to end. You know what I'm saying? The world is getting ready to be revived. The world is getting ready to be renewed, replenished. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven that dwells in rights. So that's why the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. He's seeing that his days are determined. You know, so he already knowing that he has a short time. And one thing about it, he's going to even try to fight Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, but he will not be able to perform his enterprise. That's why he's getting ready to put in place these QR codes, these digital IDs, and also that grain of rice. You know, and one thing about it, he's imagined a vain thing, something that is worthless. And one thing about it is that, you know, no one is getting ready to escape the hands of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord is in perfect control. And one thing about it, he is the only way, and also he is the only ounce. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly warning you left and right. And a lot of people are still docile, still are sleeping, still living like a heathen, you know what I'm saying? Still talking about white man Jesus. The Lord loved everyone, you know what I'm saying? Everyone can be saved. Hey, but one thing about it, we get ready to find out, and a lot of these bug out, these new covenant bug outs, talking about we're in the new covenant. But one thing about it, we get ready to find out where we is in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We get ready to find out that we're in Jacob trouble, a time of trouble that we've never seen before. It's coming soon. It is almost at the door. It is speaking. So now, let's go here to Second Esdras. Quick lesson through the Spirit. Let's go here to Second Esdras chapter 15. Let's go here. Second Esdras chapter 15. Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 15. And it reads, said, for the sword in their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hand. So that's what's getting ready to happen. When a person can't go here, can't go there, can't go buy certain things, you know, and it's going to be a lot of frustration, a lot of desperation. All hell is getting ready to break loose. And a modern day gun is what? It's the gun. You know, it's all sorts of weaponry. So, you know, it's going to be what? It's going to be blood in the city. A lot of things are getting ready to happen. You know, we constantly warn you, but a lot of people are still have a what? A worldly mindset. That's why the Lord said, come out of her, my people. This is not your rest. A lot of our people are going to be destroyed right here in Babylon the Great. Are they going to get destroyed by what? By the military. By the what? These sleepers are going to these chipping states, these quarantine states. They get ready. Hey, things are getting ready to pop off. Verse 16 said, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Because one thing about it, they're not going to regard them because what? They knowing that they want total control. A lot of people are right now, they are what? Bucking up against their own what? Government. We seeing that, you know, this if a nation is divided, it cannot stand. So that's what we're seeing right now. A great division, you know what I'm saying? All sorts of chaos, all sorts of confusion, all sorts of disorder, rioting, you know what I'm saying? Civil unrest, civil war. A lot of things are coming down the pipe. Insurrection. That's what they want. And one thing about that, order out of chaos. So we know that they're not going to regard anyone, law enforcement, government, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to regard each other. It's going to be a lawless time. So we coming upon these times. Verse 17 say, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able because of what? The unrighteous decree that they have prescribed or authorized, checkpoints, mandates, lockdowns. These things are coming into play. We're seeing these QR codes. We're seeing these digital IDs. Also, all road lead to that what? Grain of rice. We are here. It is at the door. You know, one thing about it, hey, man, 2024, the year of what? Prophecy. And also what? Apostle of a great millstone, Tahar, what did he say? Called this year the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. It's looking just like that. And one thing about it, in that day, they shall know that a prophet was among them. The Lord is getting ready to make it good. The Lord is getting ready to make it plain upon the table. And one thing about it, when the Lord show up, there ain't gonna be no more talk. So we seeing that we're here. So this is right here is going to replace your driver's license. It's going to replace everything in your wallet. This is getting ready to be your digital wallet. These QR codes and these digital IDs. And one thing about it, the men of the Lord, hey, we constantly warn you. Hey, we are here. Verse 18, it said, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A lot of men is going to be travailing like a woman with child. A lot of people going to have desperation and sorrow. A lot of people be crying out, Jesus, but Jesus is not his name. You don't know the true name of the Heavenly Father, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. You getting ready to be totally destroyed. Men of the Lord, hey man, ignorance will not be an excuse. And one thing about it, it's only Lord is only coming back for that 1/3 remnant, the house of David, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and the rest is getting ready to be totally annihilated. And one thing about it, we already know that we're here. We're getting very close. It's getting ready to get very excited. And one thing about it, we knowing that we are rejoiced because the Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Verse 19, it said, a man shall desire no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because the lack of bread and great tribulation be coming upon that time. The Lord is getting ready to what? To break the staff of the bread, your necessity, your way of life is getting ready to change. It's getting ready to be a total nightmare. And one thing about it, this place is getting ready to become a war zone. It's getting ready to become a third world country. A lot of people going be crying and weeping. You know what I'm saying? Very afraid. A lot of people going to give up the ghost. And also a lot of people going to line up like clockwork and take this digital download. You know what I'm talking about? This hokey pokey. And also with that grain of rice. You know what I'm saying? It's going to work hand in hand with this digital currency, and also these universal basic income, these social credit score, your biometrics. And one thing about it, hey man, Revelation chapter 13 is jumping off the pages right now. And one thing about it, the men of the Lord, we will not bend a foe. And one thing about it, the Lord already said in Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10, he said, be thy faithful until death, I will give you a crown of life. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we're longing for. You know, we waiting on what? Immortality, spiritual power over the nation. That's what we're waiting for. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, I will give you power over the nation. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. And one thing about it, we knowing that the Lord is getting ready to bring forth what? Recompense and judgment, tribulation, anguish, sorrow, persecution, death, and destruction. It is at the door. In the middle of the Lord, we're constantly warning you, left and right. It's getting ready to be a lawless time. You know, it's going to be worse than slavery. It's going to be worse than 70 AD. And nothing ever going to ever top it ever again. And one thing about it, the Lord is getting ready to shake this place to the foundation. In their day, they shall know that he is the Lord, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So now, let's go here. Let's go here to, we get one more, we'll close out. Let's go here to, a lot of people going to do this right here. Let's go to Isaiah chapter, we get one more, we'll close out. Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6. This is what a lot of people getting ready to do, because, you know, a lot of them don't have faith. A lot of people are weak and effeminate, afraid. The Lord's not dealing with none of that. You will be totally destroyed. If you love it here, you get ready to die here. You're not ready to rule, you get ready to die. If you're not getting beamed up, you're getting burnt up. I say this all the time through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord is not playing. And one thing about it, all the games about to be over. Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 6 said, lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, wherein if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. So one thing about it, we talk this system that they're getting ready to put in this place, this broken reed. A lot of people going to trust in it. A lot of people going to go down into Egypt. And Egypt is the house of bondage. So we're in our second Egypt right now. You know what I'm saying? Babylon the Great, America. And so one thing about it is that we be seeing that we're here. So we're in modern day Egypt. So we seeing that it is at the door. If a man lean, if a man trust and depend on this on this new system they get ready to put it in place, these QR codes, these digital IDs, and also that grain of rice. A lot of people gonna say, oh, that's not this, that's not that. You know, the one that saves his life shall lose his life. It shall pierce his his hand or his forehead. These this Neuralink, this you already know about this this grain of rice, tracking and tagging, badge of servitude, the charagma. Hey, it's at the door. And it said for Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. This universal basic income. And who is the modern day Pharaoh? That is the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And a lot of our people, gonna get caught up. When you get caught up, and one thing about it that remember Revelation chapter 14, anyone that take on this system or bow down to this system, be a part of, be a participant, where I had to eat, I had to get my medication. You know what I'm saying? I was going to lose my wife. I was going to lose my children. But one thing about it, you did not trust in your true power. You trusted in the white man, Jesus. And also you trusted in the so-called white man, which in fact is your enemy. And the Lord said, never trust thy enemy. As iron rusts, so is his wickedness. And one thing about it, hey, the Lord's getting ready to show up and show out. So basically, this is where we at. We are here. It is at the door. So this is coming fast approaching. So now let's go to our last and final script. We'll close out here. Let's close out here in Ecclesiastes. Let's close out here in Ecclesiastes chapter 5. We'll close out right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 7. You gotta get ready to go in the highways and byways. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 7, it said, make no terror to turn to the Lord, put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. So a lot of people are putting out. A lot of people are not considered. They ain't paying no signs of the time. It's going on with their daily life. Just being happy-go-lucky. You know what I'm saying? Everything is all right. Everything is fine. I'm eating good. I'm drinking good. But all of a sudden, all hell would break loose. Verse 8, it said, He says, set not thy heart or your mind upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. That's very close. It's almost at hand. One thing about it, we are here. It is at the door, the hour of temptation. It is fast approach. Jacob's trouble, it is at the door. Also what? World War III is constant brew. The Lord is gathering the nation. Man, we are here. Let's get one more before we close out. Let's go here to Revelation chapter 3. We'll close out here. Revelation chapter 3. Because this is exactly where we at. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. We'll close out here. And, so a lot of people right now still are not considered, still are unbelieving. The Lord already said that 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. Because they were that same rebellious house that did not want to return to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10 said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So one thing about it is getting ready to be a global event. They want total control, one world currency, one world government. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it is here. One world, religion. It is at the door. We're constantly warning you left and right. We're not ignorant of his device, his plans, his agenda, even though we'll sound like a broken record. But these are the times that we're living in. And out about the Lord is going to protect the elect. He's going to provide for you. He's going to sustain you. And also the Lord's getting ready to come to deliver you with great glory and great power. All we must do is constantly what? Trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord will be a stronghold in times of trouble. And one thing about it, we are here. It is at the door. So they bringing it into place. We coming closer and closer to the end. And also to the what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is coming soon. QR codes and digital IDs. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rikak Wadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.